Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 34 of Direwolf20's Server Play series. Hanging out with Soren today. Nobody else is really around, it's kind of a quiet night, and even Soren is out of town and unfortunately really kind of lagging a bit and, you know, kind of quiet on TeamSpeak. He's not really able to talk, but he'll be chatting in game with me. But I wanted to show you guys the progress that I made on this crazy, system that I've been building. So you guys have seen the button that handles the door opening and closing, and that's working out pretty well. And I'm going to load that chunk so that it doesn't look funny. Now in here I set up a nifty little contraption. It's pretty straightforward and all, nothing too crazy. But here's basically the way it works. We've got the transposer here leading into a filter with a piece of cobblestone in it. And underneath that filter is an item detector. Okay. Now what's going to happen here is when it comes here, it's going to hit this pipe and it's going to look for the nearest adjacent inventory that can accept an item. If the item is cobble, the filter will accept it and it will always go through the filter. Any other item will wind up going through this item detector, which is then of course hooked up to the computer, which is set up to wait for a redstone signal. And if the computer detects a redstone signal, it'll do the whole door moving thing on the ground. Then we've got behind the scenes here this item detector. This connects up from the whatchamacallit. There's the filter and then a pneumatic tube, and then this item detector, and both sets of items land in the ender chest in the end. So Soren, do me a favor, throw a piece of cobble into the transposer in there if you can. And what we should see is this thing pulse. See how it just blinked a little bit? It was barely noticeable because it's kind of facing the wrong way, but it happens. Now, what I'll show you here is from this perspective. So Soren, stand up on that cobblestone there, because I don't want you to get caught in this. But basically, cobble goes through and nothing happens. So cobble's the correct key item, if you will. So any amount of cobble you throw in there, you're in good shape. Any other item that you throw in there, anything that's not cobblestone, and what should happen is, very quickly, the floor gets pulled out from under you. Nice. So that's how it works, right? So any item that's not cobble hits that item detector and triggers the computer. And then 5 seconds later, the floor closes. So this thing can pretty much well be sealed up, and we'll just have a sign here that says, hey, enter the correct key item. And if you enter the wrong one, boom, you'll fall down and land in a Mistcraft portal that will wind up sending you straight to the Nexus. Because I'm being generous, and I'm not going to kill you. Now this one I said might be a lava pit. I'm thinking I might want something even more malicious, but I don't know. I don't know how evil I'm being. Lava sounds fun, but I mean, we could be really cruel. Yeah, missed to a lava age, right? Another age that is just all lava would be pretty cruel. I don't know, we'll have to see. But you know what? I don't know. We'll see what we can wind up doing. I am now, in this episode, going to want to work on the MFFS force field wall. So what we're going to wind up having here is a wall right here that's MFFS. And then when we put the correct key item in, it's going to drop that force field wall and allow you on to the next area where we'll have the player detector set up. I've got a lot of work to do on this, so we better get started. Of course, I have to set up the whole infrastructure of MFFS, which I think I'm going to wind up storing probably inside this room. So part of this room will be dedicated to the MFFS infrastructure with all the stuff that's going to be required there. Alright, so I will be back in a few minutes once I manage to make everything I need. And Soren is just going to stand around because he's lagging. And that's what he does when he's lagging. You could try and craft some things if you want, Soren, but, I understand. I could use an energy tesseract at the least if you want. I don't think we have any of those laying around. Because I'm going to use our workshop power for the MFFS stuff. So, at the very least, energy tesseract. Alright, I will be back after I've done some crafting, and I'm ready to start building. Alright guys, see you in a few. Alright guys, so, Soren hooked me up with an energy tesseract, and I made, I think, everything I need here. I just love how hidden this button is. It's so hard to see. I had Slowpoke running around in this room for 5 minutes before I told him where the button was, and then he's like, you know what? I can see the button, and I still can't see the button. Like, he's like, I know where it is, but I can't see it. That's so awesome. So I'm thinking like right inside this room here is a perfect spot to set up this whole little setup. So I want to make sure it's like nice and light for you. The other thing is I really like the way Soren's blocks just like don't show light at all. It's just so dark. It's like creepy. Soren, your blocks are creepy. I'm just saying. Yes, he's quite proud of that fact, too. All right, so I'm going to set up the energy tesseract, which is going to make it nice and easy. Workshop free power, receive only. Check. And also, it looks like there's a little bit of a change here to the tesseracts. They've got a neat little like glowing effect when the current frequency is selected. I like that. All right, so we need a capacitor, we need an extractor, and I even have a security station here ready to roll. So I guess the extractor is what needs power, right? And it should be receiving some, I guess. I think I have to give it a redstone signal. And then I want to give it some upgrades here. No, it's the capacitor that I want to have upgrades to. And then we're going to need to do this. So 1 and 2. And then we probably want the security station down as well. That doesn't need power, but no biggie. We'll set up a little card system for that. I think I've got one of those card maker thingies somewhere around here. Neptune Pink has joined us. What's up, buddy?
Not too much.
Hanging in there.
Making my solar factory actually make the old cabling.
Nice. When are you gonna let me come visit your solar factory?
Whenever you feel like it.
Alright, maybe I will this episode after I work on some MFFS stuff. So that's a 32 block range. So let's see. We are currently at X46. And if we go all the way down here, that's plenty of range. Nice. That's really good, actually, because I don't need to make any more range upgrades, which are an annoying recipe, I must say. We're going to want a master ID thingy in here. And I'll make sure Soren has rights to modify all the blocks and everything. So we're probably going to need a few more of those nifty gadgets. I think I've got some down in my old wither spawner thing. There we go. And I mean, you know, me and Soren could even have rights to bypass the force fields if we want, so that only, you know, players other than me and Soren have to do that thing. Awesome. There's a cow in here. There's random farm animals everywhere. I just want people to be aware of that. I don't know why. You notice how many cows and sheep are just all over the place?
There's tons of animals in the Nexus.
Yeah, there's animals in the Nexus. There's animals everywhere. Alright, so Soren, go ahead and make a security card for yourself. And then give me those both back. Okay, that all looks good. Thank you. And a wrath lamp. And what are you doing? Having fun there? Alright, so Soren gets all the rights. Cool. I should check out the control system too. That might be fun to mess with. But we'll get to that, don't worry. Alright, so what I need to do next, I think I want to make one of those massive storage thingies for the MFFS stuff. What's that thingy called again? This thing, compact forcillium cell. Alright, I need another advanced circuit, so I'm just going to need 1, 2, 1, 2. Some of this. And there we go, and one of these. And then finally, cool. Alright, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Alright, guys, I am ready, I think, to make my force field wall here. Probably before I do that, I should have cleared out this water, but, you know, that's fine. We're pretty much done with that stuff now. So let's see what I can set up here. I probably want this thing to sit right here. Now this projector, maybe even one more block below, just to be careful. We want the MFFS projector right here, and what we want, oh yeah, I have to get the type module. And do I have any more of those cards? I must not. Okay, better go get one. But basically what I want this thing to do is act as my door. Now it occurs to me that it would be pretty easy for people to hack through this whole system, so I'm probably going to make the entire walls and ceiling and floor of that whole area MFFS force fields. So it won't be too bad to make, but I'm actually thinking maybe because Chicken Bones is on, I should take a break from building this thing and tour the, you know, different areas with the solar factories. Are you ready for me to see your solar factory over there, Neptune?
Sure.
Cool. I might have to do that. All right, real quick, I want to make a module wall. That's going to require that. Okay. Let me finish building this little force field block thing, and maybe I'm going to come visit Neptune's solar factory just to see what he's been working on. So we want this guy set up with a module wall, and we probably want him 2 blocks above, so we'll put 2 range upgrades in there. And we want 3 of these, and we're going to want, if this is the direction, we're going to want 1 of each here and here. And then finally I just have to create the link. So this shouldn't be too bad. And Soren is coding. Refrain from poking with a stick. Fair enough. Probably don't want to break that. So our concept here is the following. I love force fields, they're so cool. Nice. Now of course we don't want this torch here, and we don't want this here. Oh yeah, and we want to be careful not to poke that thing. In fact, I should probably set it to have the same security settings as the capacitor, which remember I already set up. So it's got a security station link, which means now I can travel through it, and Soren can travel through it, but no one else can. They're going to have to know how the key system works. Got it? Good. And I think I want to do one more thing. Alright, you ready? Let's do this. This guy and this guy should make the following happen. Epic. How cool is that? Nice, right? So now we can see this nifty little wall here. And if all the walls are made of the blocks, which they will be eventually, it's going to be really nice looking, I think. So basically we want to have this on all the time, except when an item travels through here. So let's break through the wall again. We're going to want some red alloy wiring to run straight over to that thing. And we'll probably use like a state cell and a NOT gate. So let me get some of those real quick. Alright, so let's see how this works out, okay? What we're going to want is the NOT gate and the state cell. So I'm thinking like that, right? So whenever it gets a redstone signal here, like so. So right now, force field is on. Signal goes off for a couple seconds. And then it comes back on. So we'll give them like 4 seconds to pass through. I think that should be plenty. Now we just need to run some wiring straight over from here. So we have to actually connect to here, huh? Okay. Hopefully I have enough wiring. Gonna probably need to make some more of this stuff pretty soon. But we're getting there. So close. Have a little extra insulated, so that's fine. That'll work. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I need a way to get out of here, which will probably be, as usual, a button here. So let's set that up real quick. Actually, I'm probably going to need a little bit more of this stuff, so just do it like that. That should be cool. Do I have... some strips will be required for this. Probably going to want the button there on that block, right? So that should do. Yeah, we're going to be just a little shy, maybe? Yeah, let me go get some more of this stuff. Alright, a few pieces of redstone later, and we've got a button ready to go here, so I'm going to... This is going to be a lava pit eventually, but let's hit the button, and look, it lets me out. Nice. And it gives me a few seconds here, and then it'll close itself back up on the other side. Boom, there we go. And then, like I said, you know, random items like that will eventually pull you out from under. So there's nowhere you can go now, right? Like, we're totally blocked up here, and I can cover this up. That should look good, right? So once we've got the force field wall up, you can see there's nowhere you can hide from this floor being pulled out from under you. But if you put the right item in, like the cobblestone, it should drop the force field wall and allow you to pass. And then the force field wall will close behind itself in just a few seconds. How cool is that? Oh, I'm loving it. I love this build. It's so neat. I'm having such a good time. All right, so next up, we're going to need another floor here for the lava pit. And then we're probably going to need maybe another force field wall. We want a player detector to connect to a computer. And we probably want to make this a stone button because, I mean, you know, wooden buttons just look cheap. You know, it's like, it's made of wood. That's boring. But hey, I want to go visit Neptune because he's been working on a pretty cool solar panel. Where are you at, Neptune? How do I get to you?
I'm in age 13, I think it is.
Okay, how do I get there? Is there a link book in the Nexus?
Yeah, it's in that
It's in the cow room?
Island thing.
I call this the cow room because there's a cow in here and nobody knows why. There used to...
It's probably because it ran through the portal.
Yeah, but how'd it get in the portal? There used to be 4 cows here. Now there's only 1. Okay, I'm in age 13. Hey, there's Neptune Pink. Oh, cool. What is this, just an Eternal Day Plains?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll say one thing. You definitely have a larger footprint than I do. Oh, but I see you're using some factorization stuff.
This is true.
Nice. All right, so what do you got? Walk me through your setup here.
Here are the bajillion HV solar panels to make UU.
Nice. And that's going into your mass fab. So it's running regardless of whether or not... Well, I guess there's some amplifier going in, just not as much. Not enough to keep up with it, obviously.
Too much.
Cool.
Don't have very much scrap going on right now.
Right. But you're still making a lot of UU. You're making like 1 every 3 or 4 seconds, it seems.
Yeah.
And then, what's that getting pulled out of there? And it's going where?
I have this is like an overflow system in case something breaks.
Okay.
And I'm using these furnaces as little itty bitty tiny chests.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you're using them as like, you know, a chest that stores. I gotcha. Okay, well, that's different. That's new. I've not seen that before. Okay.
Basically, everything is kind of backstuffing based.
Right.
So if there's no room, it'll just kind of clog up and the UU matter will go elsewhere. And And these routers
That's
just
a lot of rubber.
make them go into a specific slot. So it's kind of necessary for the backstuffing thing, because if it was all just dumping straight into the chest, then it'd just fill up with one thing and nothing would get done ever.
I gotcha. So it inserts into specific slots, which we're seeing here, right? So, you know, we're seeing LV transformers getting created. So rubber's going into a specific slot, redstone, glass, tin, coal dust, refined iron. Okay, that's cool. And then all these guys are connected over here.
Yeah,
this is where you're making
things.
All
the crafting for making the individual solar panel.
Right. Okay, and there's an LV transformer, I see. So now you're working on, you said, the gold to get MV transformers going? I see it. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the buffer to accumulate. There's
cool.
Not too much gold running through right now.
Yeah.
And gold is the secret sauce. Because you'll notice I'm not actually crafting iron anywhere, if you look carefully.
Oh, no?
From UUID.
Okay. So I guess you're doing like an equivalent exchange type of deal?
Yes.
I guess that's pretty smart, considering gold and iron are about the same in terms of UU usage.
They're identical.
Yeah. So doing it that way is pretty smart, actually. We just have such a silly amount of UU, it didn't matter. We have... I don't even know how much we have anymore, but the word silly comes to mind. We're going to go visit in a minute the age that we have our UU matter storage in, and then you'll realize why we didn't have to be conservative with UU matter usage.
And
so at this point...
One thing is I'm using, well, obviously I'm using factorization to do like the tripling of the gold output rather than just doubling it.
Right. Well, wait, you're using factorization to triple the gold output?
Yes.
I thought it gives you dust.
No, it only gives you dust for tin and copper. The other ones get the ore.
Oh, really? Gold? Okay, cool. Gold gives you ore. Well, then I guess, yeah, that's cool. That makes good sense then. What's with this stray piece of redstone sitting here and the copper on the... Oh, I see. It's because it's identifying what it's making. I gotcha. That's cool. Just no way to put coal dust down.
Yeah.
Not bad, dude. I like it. That's a pretty nice system. Yeah, item frames work. But those are boring. I like Neptune's idea better. So at this point, you're not producing more UU matter than you're using yet.
Nope.
Not bad. So I see how it's backstuffing. That's pretty cool. Routers are epic, dude. They really are. That's cool. Why do you have two random pieces of clay sitting here?
Because originally I was using alkahestry with redstone to get gold, but it turns out it's more efficient to do it using the UU recipe for gold rather than going through alkahestry using redstone and clay.
Ah, gotcha. My only comment to you would be that this is not endlessly repeatable because you will eventually run out of minium stones and you're going to have to replace them manually, right?
Yes, but unlike a certain other factory, I am more efficient with my minium stone usage.
Unlike a certain other factory, you don't have a touchscreen computer ordering system.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that factory.
Where's Chicken Bones? I wanted to see his one. I wanted to see Chicken Bones. He was on for like a minute. Is he still on? He's still on.
We'll have to go raid his place.
Alright, we'll see if we can get him. But why don't we go see how much we have by way of... Oh, there he is. He's going to come. Alright, while we're waiting for Chicken Bones, I want to go show the YouTube audience the silly amount of stuff we have.
User joined your channel.
Heyo. What's up, Chicken Bones?
Hello.
We just finished showing off, like, I kind of want to do, like, in one episode, a tour of the solar panel factories that have been made on the surface so far. Like, I already showed building mine, and I just showed Neptune, so I want to see yours next. But first, I want to just show the YouTube audience, because I said I would, how much UU matter Soren and I have, and it's, like, a silly amount.
How many barrels currently?
Let me see. They're not all full, we're evenly distributing, but we've got 6 barrels, and they all have about 192 stacks in them. Except we're not totally evenly distributing, because the last 2 have, like, more. So I don't know what's going on.
So about 1,200 stacks?
We definitely have more than a barrel, an extra dimensional barrel's worth.
I ran out of minium for a couple of days here. 2 ED barrels full.
You're doing the minium thing too, then?
Yeah, I figured it cuts the cost of a HV solar by half.
I could see that, yeah. It definitely could, but minium is not renewable in any way.
It may as well be. I have a tier 5 zombie spawner that's here, and at a flick of a switch I can just punch them with a Vajra for 10 minutes and get enough to produce another 20 HPs or something.
That's cool.
So,
okay. So where's your solar panel maker?
But close enough. In my base.
Okay. Do you have a book in the Nexus?
I don't. You may as well just fly here.
Yeah, I might as well, but... Let's see.
I'm currently being frustrated that carts sometimes get caught on the edge when you're trying to put them onto a downward elevator track.
Really?
I need to multi-layer my Steve Carts tree farms. Oh, and the other thing I'm frustrated about is that leaves grow over the top of my rails and destroy them. So I'm going to fix that.
Nice. Alright, so it's way up in your base in the sky, right?
Yep.
Alright, YouTube audience, we'll be back in just a minute. Alright guys, we're back. So this is Chicken Bones' base. Chicken Bones, I like how you color-coded your Zycraft tanks. That's kind of cool. Is this creosote or oil? Yeah, it's creosote.
Creosote, yeah.
Nice. So, that's funny to me. You color-coded your Zycraft tanks. That's awesome. So you've got a massive creosote production area. You've got a huge amount of water getting pumped into somewhere. It looked like... Ah, boilers. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yep. Yeah, your steam boilers are out of power. Dude, you've got more high-pressure steam boilers than we have in the workshop. How much power are you using?
I have been using them all.
Really?
Unfortunately, I just ran out of biofuel and power, so I got to make a bigger tree farm.
Nice. Yeah, I'm thinking we should... I need to actually upgrade the power production in the workshop. We're running out again.
Yeah, in question as to what I use it for, these 2 full tanks of lava, all made off that power.
Oh, well, if you're just doing a power dump into lava production, like, that'll do. I see.
Well,
so you're making lava with igneous extruders and magma crucibles.
Yeah.
What are you using all that
it's
lava
for? It's got 20,000, so you can't... Well, I was using it for power, and now I don't need it anymore.
So wait, let me just understand that you were producing power to make lava, so you could make power.
It was Buildcraft power to IC2 power conversion before I made the solars.
Right, but isn't there like a block in Railcraft that produces IC2 power with steam, and it's probably a lot more efficient than what you're doing? Because that cobble requires a lot of power, doesn't it?
It's actually not. I would have to make... The turbines only produce 100 EU per tick, and my geogens were producing 632 EU per tick, so...
Cool.
I would have had to make a lot of turbines. But now I got solars, thanks to you guys.
Oh, you're quite welcome. What did we do for you?
Got to move on to make my solar factory.
Oh, okay.
And this
so
is
this
Mark
it?
2. Yep.
Wow, that's compact.
No Buildcraft at all.
No Buildcraft at all. Wow. I see lots of regulators. I see lots of... Okay, cool. I definitely like how your blocks look, Soren, when they're turned on versus off.
If you own this ender chest here,
Yeah.
You can see all the resources get stored a certain amount of each in that ender chest. That's what the regulators do.
Okay.
And when there's enough of each resource in the ender chest, so generally a stack of most things, the regulators turn off the filters and fabricators, so the fabricators stop creating more. And
Nice.
so it keeps a short supply, and then everything crafts off of that down the bottom here, the big chain. And hey, look, there's 4 sitting in here. I'll go and place them now. 4 more HVs.
4 more HVs, awesome. See, like Soren and I were like, we'll build a factory so people can come by and make HVs, and we'll have like 1 or 2. I think overall we've made maybe 3 total, and then you guys are like just mass producing HVs endlessly.
I almost got 64. I think I'm at like 50 now.
Wow, 64 HVs. What is this massive thing?
Where are you?
I'm down here, underneath your solar factory. Is this producing some of the resources?
That's my entire sorting machine.
Oh my.
It does all the processing and sorting of all the stuff that comes in from the ender chest with my turtles.
Nice.
So it augments the copper with all of the rich slag, and it's got a bunch of infinite storage buffers throughout it, so it can never get jammed.
Cool. I saw the cactus blocks, I think, on my way up. So, as you guys
Yeah,
know,
this is big
Soren's
green
planter blocks, the greens I craftable blocks, allow you to plant stuff on them, like, cactus and reeds and kind of anything. You can plant any plantable item on these blocks, and they increase the speed at which they grow, right? Is that how it works? So, if you stack 2 together and then plant an item on top, it makes it grow that much faster. So, the more versions of them together that you stack, the faster they grow. So, like, how fast does this grow if I break one of these reeds?
It should take around 20 seconds.
Nice.
I'll just take a little bit out of. They're on a timer, but yeah. They're running 32 times faster than normal growth rate.
Wow. That is a lot of those blocks.
I stacked a lot.
So I'm going to tell the YouTube audience a story of when these blocks crashed the server really hard.
That was so funny.
It really did. Did I already tell that story?
Sure, go ahead.
Soren's saying I already told it. I don't think I already told it to the YouTube audience. He says go ahead. Well, just for those of you who may not have heard, Soren had a typo. And what'd you have? Infinite recursion?
Yeah, rather than passing the update to the block above, it passed 2 updates to the block above. So if you think about that, the bottom one ticks, so it sends 2 updates to the one above it, which sends 4 updates to the one above that. Next minute, 32, and you're sending 4 billion updates.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 to the 1, not bad.
So
2 to the 5, bad. And you had 64?
30 high, so every update tick made like 4 billion, which was just stupid. And it killed the server.
Yeah, like, we literally just watched the server crash and burn, and we're like, what just happened? We're like, what was anybody doing? And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm using these brand new blocks from Zycraft, and I just made a lot of them. And we're like, yeah, that was probably it.
Yeah, my entire base is made out of Zycraft stuff with the exception of the marble, which I plan to replace. So there's no mobs that can spawn, and then they go and spawn on my souls.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I gotta go recharge my gravity suit now that I've been flying around up at your base. And unfortunately, the other thing I gotta do is wrap up this episode, because I think we're past the 30-minute mark now. So there's something I need to do when I come back next episode, and that is produce more power. Like I said, we're using more than we're producing here. Somehow, somebody on the server is drawing more power than we've got. So rather than build another one of these HV guys, because we're doing all right on oil, but we could use a little bit more. We're actually not producing enough oil at the moment. If we go over here and check this thing out, we'll see that we're actually slightly underproducing. I think this is about 2 days. So, like, every day we lose about a stack of oily propolis out of that thing, which isn't bad, but, we're definitely underproducing by a small amount. I could probably just throw another oily drone in and we'd be good to go, which I might just do. But we'd have to get, like, a whole bunch of other good stuff in order to get more oil production, enough for a 3rd boiler. And I don't think I want to do that. So I think instead what I'm going to do is maybe work on something a little different. We'll see. So I'll be back next episode, guys, to work on more power production for the workshop, plus, of course, the secret base. We have a lot more stuff to do in there. I want to get more MFS on the walls so that people can't break into the, stuff that's controlling it. And then, from there, who knows? So I will hopefully have a pretty cool... How big is the Aura node right now, Neptune?
You should share your YouTube. You should quickly show your YouTube audience all the crystals. We've got like 6 stacks of crystals and an Aura node that stretches like 5 blocks in diameter.
What? Alright.
And it's pure.
And it's pure? Nice. Is that because you have the notify bees here? Holy cow, that's a large Aura node. That is ridiculous. It's a 3,000.
Wow.
That is nuts.
It's not even full.
Yeah.
If it was full, it'd look even bigger. Wow.
What's draining all the Aura?
The bees.
Do node bees drain Aura?
Yeah.
Oh, when they're moving it or growing it? Is that when they drain it? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's getting recharged plenty by all the crystal clusters we have here, but
wow.
Still.
Yeah, that's a lot of crystal clusters. That's a lot of crystal clusters. That is a huge node.
None.
Yeah, right? That's massive, dude. I, on the other hand, have dangerous levels of flux, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, if you go over to the workshop, like, dangerous levels of flux. No idea why, what's causing it, nothing.
And if you're wondering who's using workshop free power, I'm using a little bit of it currently because I need something to run my fermenters.
That's fine. Like, it's there for people to use.
My boils are out.
I just noticed that, like, all of a sudden it was too much that we can't create enough, so we have to make more. Alright, guys, like I said, wrapping up time, gotta get going. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.